What's going on, internet? I am the Mass Man. And today I want to do a review of Kanye's lecture slash speech that he gave to Oxford University. Now, I want to be honest with you. When I saw that Kanye West was speaking to Oxford, I really wanted to not like it. I wanted to. My immediate reaction was to shit on it because I get very irritated with people who made their living being entertainers telling other people who are non-entertainers how to be successful. That's very annoying to me because they say a lot of shit. They say a lot of words, but they don't say anything that a person who's not in the entertainment business can use. So, and I've been dealing with that for years because I read Rich Dad Poor Dad like many years ago. So I've always been on this tip to try to figure out how I can be successful, how to figure out how I can, come up in life and get out of get out of poverty and, you know, get in a position of wealth. So I really do not like people who are in that business trying to tell somebody like me who doesn't sing, doesn't dance, doesn't rap, doesn't doesn't do any of that, doesn't play ball because I consider athletes entertainers as well. But I'm very annoyed when they have to say when they try to tell me what I should do to be successful, and you don't have a formula that anybody can follow. But even though I came in with that energy, I listened to what he had to say, and I was really fine with it. I think he said a lot of interesting stuff. I think it was worth the people's time who came into who listened to Kanye West speak. I feel that it was fine. Um, and I think he said a lot of things that are, food for thought. I think he said a lot of things that are food for thought. Um, One of the things he said that I really that I really liked was he said the movie The Matrix is like the Bible. The movie The Matrix is like the Bible. And I really like that he said that because ever since the movie The Matrix came out, people love referencing that movie. They love speaking about that movie. They love talking about that movie. They love using the Matrix to make a point. They love comparing things to the Matrix as if it was the Bible. And just like the Bible, they don't actually do anything with the information. They don't actually, okay, you recognize that you live in the Matrix. So what are you doing to get out of the Matrix? What are you, if we are in the Matrix, what are you doing to get outside of the Matrix and dismantle the Matrix? You ain't doing a goddamn thing. So I really liked how he made that comparison, that he said that the Matrix is like the Bible. I also like that he talked about two different things. He talked about how when he wanted to go to art school, he wanted to be like Picasso. He wanted to be like one of the all-time great painters, that that people revere, and that there is this thing where you're not supposed to compare yourself to somebody who is thought of at that level. You're not supposed to compare yourself to somebody that great. And I really like that, because that makes me think about how everybody that there is a negative kind of competition that goes on with people today, and everybody wants, or everybody is trying to top themselves. They're trying to be better than the next man, and they're trying to do better than their last thing. Particularly in entertainment, people will say, well, this is the best I've ever heard. This is the best verse. This is the best lyric. Talking about rap. And, or this is the best album. Everything is best, 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 best. Everybody wants to be the best. But I feel like it's more important than being the best at something, is adding value to something. Why are there all of these top 5, top 10 lists, for rappers or R&B singers or painters or whatever? Why do those exist? Because once you reach a certain level of skill, once you produce a certain level of work, once you contribute a certain amount at a certain level over a certain period of time, you shouldn't be categorized. You should be out of that race. That is for people who are trying to make a name for themselves. But once you reach a certain level, it shouldn't be an either or anymore. If you want to throw T-Pain's ass in a top 10 list, I'm fine with that. Because T-Pain is not good enough as a vocalist that he's contributed anything major to R&B. R&B don't need T-Pain in it. So if you want to put him on a list, I don't give a damn if he's number 1. But don't put Luther on the list. Don't put R. Kelly on the list. Don't put Sam Cooke on no list. They don't belong on lists, because they've produced so much work that they've added value to the field. They've added valuable work to the field, and I don't want to have to choose and pick between them. Now, you can compare them to themselves. You can say, is this project they did, did they repeat themselves after they did this project? Did they go down in instrumentation? Did they simplify their message? You can make comparisons within their work, but you don't judge whether or not they belong at all. And that's where I'm trying to get to. It's like, when I do what I do, I'm not interested in being the best. I'm interested in being in my lane. I'm interested in contributing work, being compensated for my work, and that's it. It's like, I'm not in your list. I'm not saying that I exist beyond labels, because I have a lot of labels that can define me. But I'm saying that I'm not driven to be the best. I'm driven to be valuable. I'm driven to add value. I'm driven to give people something that they can use. I'm interested in giving people something that they need. I'm interested in giving them something that they don't want, that they can't easily discard. That's my interest, not in being some imaginary best. So I like that he said that he wanted to ascend to the highest level, which is one thing, which is a personal thing. You wanna express you wanna live up to your potential. And he also addressed that issue that I was talking about, how everybody wants to be the best. So I thought that was good. He also talked about how Steve Jobs was kind of a selfish guy, because even though he was brilliant, he wasn't like Elon Musk. And Elon Musk, he gives away a lot of his ideas. I don't know exactly how it works, but Elon Musk makes his ideas and his plans available so that other people can do the work that he does, so that because there is an importance in, people contributing to good ideas, just so we can move the world forward, just so we can go forward faster. Instead of me trying to figure out a way to monetize everything, let me figure out how to just make the world better. And that was an important comment. That should be the job that we have, that we produce and we create and we do what we do so that the whole world can benefit. He talked a little bit about selfishness, but since I'm a selfish guy, I'm the most selfish guy on the planet. It kind of annoyed me about his opinion on selfishness, and I'm going to do a video on what I mean by being selfish. But he talked about selfishness, and he talked about it in terms of Steve Jobs. He talked about, being a servant. He talked about how people should want to live to make other people's lives great. Um, I don't agree with that. I don't think that that should be the I don't think that that should be the meaning of people's lives, that you make other people's lives great. But I do think that the work that people do should be used in the best way to benefit. That we should that as a species, the work that we do, our economies should be based on moving humanity forward, on what's best for us all. That's what the government should be doing. That should be the focus of the economy. I don't feel that every man should be walking around thinking like, how can I help everybody else? How can I help everybody? How can I help somebody? Because he talked about his dad staying in a homeless shelter and working with people to give them water. I think that's noble. You get a hand clap from me, but I done been poor. So if I get some money, I'm not saying that I won't help people. I'm not saying that I will never help somebody in need, but I am saying I ain't living in no homeless shelter if I don't fucking have to. If I'm living in a homeless shelter, I'm homeless. I'm not helping. I'm homeless. I'm not spending the night in no homeless shelter. That's not gonna happen. I didn't lived in a house where half the electricity, where where the circuits on the breakers or whatever were burned out. So it's like half of the house had electricity, half of it didn't. And if you cut on the microwave and the toaster at the same time, it would knock the power off and burn out another part of the house. I done lived in some raggedy ass shit. So I'm not, if I get money at some point and I can, get my own spot, get a better computer, get fresh clothes, I'm not saying that I'm not gonna give, but I ain't doing all that shit. So I'm gonna talk about that. But he also talked about how, the best ideas should win. And there was a lot of bragging and name dropping in his little speech. He kept talking about, other people that he knew and other people he could call up, how Obama called the house phone, and how he got a big ego. Yes, you do, Kanye. You do have a big ego. And he talked about, um, he talked about something that I'm going to address in another video. Racism, and I'm going to address that in another video. But he talked about how time is non-refundable and how time is important and how people shouldn't allow their time to be wasted. And he said that he was a servant, and that's pretty much it. I basically just wanted to say, and this video went on a little long, and I'm trying to get my ideas together because I don't script. I just say shit. But I just want to encourage you, if you've made it to this point, to check out the interview. Check out what Kanye West had to say. Listen to some of his points. I think it's worth checking out. I think it's worth your time. I went in, you know, intending not to like it, and I feel like I got a little bit out of it. I don't feel that any of that shit that he said transfers into money, but it is decent food for thought. I think it is something to chew on. I think it is something to think about. And I feel that it was a valuable talk, and it was worth the people that had to wait in line to hear it. It was kind of funny how he entered the room and left the room. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go watch it. I will leave a link in the description. I think that's all I have to say about that video. I'm not gonna hold you up anymore, with Kanye. Let me know what you think about my video. Let me know what you think about Kanye West's speech. Have you seen it? Check it out. Leave that in the comments. Like my video, dislike my video, be honest. If you are so inclined, tell me why. Subscribe to my channel. Get involved in my channel. Be active. Be active. I mean, how long does it take for you to make a comment? How long does it take for you to send me a story to talk about? Get involved. Don't be a lazy viewer. Don't be a lazy subscriber. Get involved in my channel. I'm interested in your perspective. I'm interested in what you have to say. I'm not some guy up here trying to lecture you. I'm just trying to create, a path of communication. I'm trying to create a revenue stream for myself, and I'm trying to push forward communication. So that's what I'm trying to do. So communicate with me. You can send me any questions you have for me at the no. You can send me any questions you have for me at Mr. Massman's Business at gmail.com. That's Massman's with an S. You can follow me on Twitter at the Mr. Massman. You can follow me on Daily Motion at the Mr. Massman. You can find me on Facebook at the Mr. Massman. That is all I have to say about this subject, and I will see you in the next video.